A little girl burst into tears in the middle of a crowded city park, desperately trying to get someone's attention as her mother stood frozen beside her. Dozens of people stared, some looked away, and others assumed the young woman was simply ignoring her frightened child. Then she pulled a small notebook from her purse and wrote just 4 heartbreaking words: "I'm deaf. Please help." Before anyone else could react, a struggling single father stepped forward, and what he did next changed not only that afternoon but every life connected to it. If you believe kindness, forgiveness, hope, and second chances still exist in this world, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to our channel. Every story shared with our family and our community reminds us that compassion is often the greatest miracle of all. Rowan Ellis had never imagined raising his 6-year-old daughter alone. After losing his wife to a sudden illness, every day became a careful balance between construction jobs, school pickups, grocery shopping, and trying to convince little Clara that life could still be beautiful. Money was always tight, but Rowan refused to let bitterness enter their tiny apartment. He believed children learned more from love than from luxury. That sunny Saturday afternoon, Rowan had taken Clara to the city park with homemade sandwiches and a second-hand kite. While Clara laughed as the wind carried the kite across the bright blue sky, Rowan noticed the young woman standing nearby. She looked calm on the outside, but her eyes revealed exhaustion. Beside her stood a frightened little boy no older than 5, crying because his favorite stuffed rabbit had disappeared. Several strangers tried speaking to the woman, but she never answered. Confused faces quickly turned into impatient expressions. Someone muttered that she should pay more attention to her child. Another person shook their head and walked away. Instead of making assumptions, Rowan approached gently. The woman quickly wrote on her notebook, "I'm deaf. My son lost his rabbit. He won't stop crying." Without hesitation, Rowan knelt beside the little boy and asked Clara if she wanted to help search. The 2 children began looking under benches, around flower beds, and beside the playground. Within minutes, Clara spotted the worn-out stuffed rabbit tucked beneath a picnic table. The little boy's tears instantly disappeared. His mother covered her face as relief overwhelmed her. She quickly signed something before writing another sentence in her notebook. "Most people leave when they realize I can't hear them." Rowan simply smiled and wrote back, "Nobody should face a hard day alone." Her name was Brielle Foster. She had been deaf since early childhood after surviving a severe infection. She worked as a talented graphic designer from home while raising her son, Miles, after her husband abandoned them shortly after learning their child had developmental challenges. Life had taught Brielle to expect disappointment from strangers, but Rowan's simple act of kindness challenged everything she believed. Over the following weeks, they continued meeting at the same park during sunny afternoons. Clara and Miles quickly became inseparable friends, building sandcastles, feeding ducks, and chasing butterflies while Rowan slowly learned basic sign language using free online lessons every evening after work. His hands moved awkwardly at first, and he often made mistakes, but Brielle laughed with genuine warmth whenever he accidentally signed the wrong word. For the first time in years, someone wasn't trying to fix her disability. Instead, someone was making the effort to enter her world. One afternoon, Rowan discovered that the apartment building where Brielle lived planned to remove the wheelchair ramp near the entrance to save renovation costs. Although Brielle didn't use a wheelchair, several elderly residents depended on it daily. She had tried explaining why it mattered, but management ignored her concerns. Rowan couldn't ignore injustice. He gathered several co-workers from the construction company where he worked and volunteered an entire weekend repairing and improving the entrance without charging a single dollar. Local neighbors joined in, bringing food, painting railings, and planting flowers around the walkway. What started as one man's decision became an entire community project. News spread quickly across the neighborhood. People who had never spoken to Brielle before began learning simple greetings in sign language. Local businesses installed communication cards for deaf customers. Children asked teachers to include basic sign language lessons in school activities. One person's kindness inspired dozens more. Months later, Rowan received devastating news. The construction company where he worked was shutting down, leaving every employee unemployed. He worried constantly about paying rent and keeping food on the table for Clara. Although he tried hiding his fears, Brielle noticed the sadness in his eyes. Unknown to Rowan, one of Brielle's freelance design clients happened to own a successful property development company. She proudly showed him Rowan's renovation work through photos she had taken during the apartment project. As another bright spring afternoon filled the park with laughter, Clara and Miles raced across the grass chasing colorful butterflies. Rowan and Brielle sat quietly on a nearby bench, communicating almost entirely through sign language. His movements were no longer clumsy. They flowed naturally, filled with patience and understanding. Brielle realized something extraordinary. The greatest gift Rowan had ever given her wasn't finding a lost toy or repairing a building. It was making sure she never again felt invisible. And Rowan discovered that love doesn't always begin with hearing someone's voice. Sometimes it begins by paying attention to the heart speaking through silent hands. Before this story comes to an end, we'd love to hear from you. Leave a meaningful comment telling us whether you believe one small act of kindness can completely change another person's future. Your words may become the encouragement someone else needs today. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. Because sometimes the most beautiful conversations are never spoken aloud. They are written through patience, understood through compassion, and remembered forever by hearts willing to listen in ways that words never could.